Hi guys, I just wanted to do a quick little review of what your reading was. You had to do page 76 to 78 in our textbook that you've got a copy of online. So on the first couple of pages, it just told you a little bit about someone referred to as the peacemaker. You're going to learn a little bit more about this person next week. His name was Hiawatha, and I've got a little bit of a cartoon that's pretty funny to watch that'll tell you kind of the story of how the Iroquois came together. I just want to draw your attention to some of the important things that you should have read in these last couple of pages. So one being the word Haudenosaunee. I know that's a crazy big new word that you're learning. But this was something that the Six Nations in the Iroquois called themselves. They didn't actually get the name Iroquois until much later. It's what the French settlers referred to them as. So when they were referring to themselves, it was Haudenosaunee. But when the French settlers that came to Canada were talking to them, they would refer to them as the Iroquois. And they came together as a confederacy. So another one that was pretty important over here was your words matter. A confederacy is just a partnership or a peace that's agreed on by a nation or a group of nations, which is the Six Nations that we have in the Iroquois Confederacy. So you should have read about the Seneca, Cayuga, Onondaga, Oneida, Mohawk. They were the original nations that came together in peace, which you'll learn about more next week. And then they offered out that peace further. We did look at some wampum when we were doing the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, and we looked at one of their peace wampums that they used in the Iroquois, and they extended that peace outward. So they showed purple and white beads that extended outward, meaning that that peace was being offered to other people. And later on, a group called the Tuscarora ended up joining their nations as well, which brought them to 6 in the Iroquois Confederacy. So on this page here, on page 78, you learned a little bit about the longhouse. That should be fairly familiar to most of you. I tried to put in a trick question in our fun quiz. It's a long house, not a tall house. So some of the other things that they talked about here is that people that lived in a longhouse, everyone that was living in the same longhouse were members of the same family. So instead of having last names like Smith, they would have something called clan. So instead of all of your family members having the same last name, they would be a part of the same animal clan. And there were 9 different animal clans that came from the land, the water, and the sky. So these were the bear, the wolf, the turtle, snipe, eel, heron, hawk, beaver, and deer. And we'll talk a little bit more about those in the upcoming weeks. But this is just all members of the same family. And then lastly, you guys needed to look at page 2 in your student booklet, and you just needed to use page 79 to help you fill it out. So your student booklet here, page 2. What was the Iroquois Society like? I've posted a copy of my answer key, but I just wanted to kind of explain it a little bit here. So we've got this diagram here. In the innermost circle, that's going to be the people that are closest to your family, or in the case of the Iroquois, closest to the Iroquois family. So in that inner circle, you've got, they refer to them as your fireside family. That was your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother. Those would be the people that would be in your innermost circle. If you were to step back just a little bit outside of the people that are closest to you, then you'd have your extended family. So that'd be your cousins, your uncles, your aunts. And that's where those animal clans come in. So members that were everyone that was in the bear clan was related to other members of the bear clan. Members of the deer clan were all related to other people of the deer clan. So those are just a way of looking at your extended family. If you step back even further, you're going to see your nationality. So even when you think about your life, you should know that you've got your own nationality, and that kind of connects you with other people. When we're talking about the nationality in the Iroquois Confederacy, we're referring to the different nations that they belong to. So that's your Seneca, Cayuga, Onondaga, Oneida, Mohawk, and Tuscarora. And then lastly, when you step back all the way out, it's going to be the people that are part of your nation, or a group of people that are part of your nation, or different nations that have come together in peace. So in this case, we're referring to the Iroquois. So the Haudenosaunee, and we'll talk, and if you watch my video next week, it means the people of the longhouse, and I've got a little bit of a clarity of why they referred to them as that. So check your work here, and that's just a little bit of an explanation of why Iroquois society was set the way it was.